make America, just to pave the way. It's the struggle of the union. It's the struggle of the working life, the challenge of the future. Comes for the working life. The struggle of the unions ranges far and wide. People need them, that can't be denied. We've come a long way, there's still a long way to go. We meet the challenge by making the choice, committed to the values of the union voice. It's a chorus heard round the world.
I've told my sons and daughters that without union representation, you have no voice in the workplace.
Victory after victory at Beverly nursing homes are building union strength. As long as there are employers, people will need unions and people will want unions.
Unions are about people that care.
And a union is me and this lady and her and all of us sitting here. The union is the people.
And the only way that you will have any say-so in what's going to happen to you with your company is with a union.
While this administration and an increasing number of employers are stacking the deck against working people, unions are creating new ways to reach out to unorganized workers and are gaining improved and more secure agreements at the bargaining table. The struggle ranges far and wide, in shipyards and copper mines, in food stores, and on construction sites. Attempts to bust unions have failed, from United Airlines to Las Vegas hotels. Efforts to cooperate have succeeded, from General Motors to General Electric and Westinghouse. Victories have been won in courtrooms and Congress, in boardrooms and on university campuses. Everywhere, there is a new spirit of determination energizing our unions.
It took us years to get to today. Getting respect, there's no other way. A new world can rise from the ashes of the old. Workers and union, united we stand. Fairness in the workplace is our demand. What's fair is fair is fair is fair.
I think fairness is synonymous with labor unions.
Striking clerical and service workers forced Yale University to treat them with fundamental fairness. Protecting justice in the workplace demands new efforts as the attacks on workers' rights increase.
Being respected when I walk at a door, that's what fairness is to me.
The way things are going right now, it seems that we're creating a two-class system, one with the very rich and one with the rest of us.
The problem with the answers that we get now is that it benefits a very small group of people and puts a very large group of people at risk.
Unions are fighting for fairness on many fronts. Against management attempts to take back hard-earned wages and benefits. Against denying pay equity and affirmative action. Against states undermining unions with so-called right-to-work laws. Against the NLRB's distorted policies. Against a president and his party pushing disastrous trade and tax policies. In each struggle, unions turn to their strength, solidarity.
We need each other, it's plain to see. There's no substitute for unity. Union busters want to take away all our rights. Our programs and policies meet their attack. Full steam ahead, we're on the right track. This train is rolling, better get on board.
Anything that the unions have ever got, they've gotten through solidarity, through standing up for one another.
The Reagan administration's anti-worker agenda brought unions together in public protests to stop the policies that created the worst recession in 50 years. Union members recognize the need to stand together on the issues that reflect our common purpose.
We have to let everybody know in the country that we have a problem and that the way to solve it is to organize.
You can do something about it in America, you know.
The bottom line is still your unity. You've got to stand together.
When we support each other, the sun shines.
From organizing food banks to lobbying for plant closing legislation, union members in their communities expose the hollow declarations of recovery and attack the administration policies that would create a two-tier society, the haves and the have-nots.
They can find us when they want to vote, but we can't find them when we want a job.
The average middle-class working man is going to get up and say, hey, we've had it. We've just plain had enough of it. It's just not fair.
National campaigns were launched for an industrial policy and a trade policy and to protect Medicare and Social Security against the budget cutters. Union members could no longer afford to let traditional political process take its normal course. We had to work together in the selection of a national candidate.
To every candidate that takes a stand before they kiss a baby or shake a hand, jobs and justice are the issues to keep in mind. Put working people on the agenda, or come the election, they'll be a no-vote getter. That's not a good rhyme, but any politician will understand.
And that's
why I'm for free unions, not just in Poland, but in the United States of America.
In acting together to endorse Walter Mondale before the primaries, we sent a clear message that issues important to working people had to be included at the top of the national political agenda. The grassroots democracy and unity demonstrated in the endorsement process set the pattern for union action throughout the campaign.
I think it's a kind of move whose time has long since come, and I'm glad to see that we're finally stepping up to that responsibility. And I believe it is a responsibility of labor.
We don't have to look back too far to see where the fight is. It's not just in the workplace, but it's in the community, the state government, the federal government, and as union members, we have to be there.
That's the only way we can fight, is with the vote and with the union.
And we're going to be going back in the communities, working with those organizations with voter registration, voter education, voter participation.
The message is we have to get out and work, and we're going to do it.
Labor's new political process led to its largest delegation ever to the Democratic National Convention. Work for individual candidates preserved a Democratic majority in the House, won back 2 Senate seats, and blunted the effect of the Reagan victory.
I don't have to tell you what this election means to the trade union movement and to working people in general.
With 1984's increased participation by hundreds of thousands of union members, we are in position to lead the drive to regain Democratic control of the Senate.
Getting involved, getting information, on the job, in a group, everyday conversation, reaching and preaching and teaching, you know what I mean. We gotta talk, we gotta listen, spread the word, forget about fishing. We got important fish to fry, but they're not in a lake.
And it must preserve the integrity of the collective bargaining agreement in the bankruptcy proceeding.
When the congressional chips were down on the bill to preserve contract rights in bankruptcy cases, union members working through legislative action committees made the difference.
Well, the bankruptcy law, as I see it, I just think that it makes it too easy for big business to bail out of their union contracts.
If this thing is not put out of business, we're going to be put out of business.
And if the bill comes back to the House this year, will we expect your continued support?
You will have my complete support.
When union members get involved, the benefits of grassroots organizations are dramatic. On the job, unions have promoted cost savings and innovation with teamwork. Within unions, it means leaders are listening and rank-and-file workers are getting involved in decision-making.
Or take that one back, recondition it, and give it to us at a lesser price. So we have the 2 different options.
It's probably the safest way to go, and I think it might be a better way to go. So as they say, there's always a better way to do it.
It's on Hamilton before you got it up there on the screen.
Keeping union members informed about issues and alerting them for action requires a communications network using the newest electronic technology.
Voices and faces on TV screens, new ways to communicate, to see and be seen, bouncing pictures off a satellite like a ball off a barn. Now there's more than the networks for people like us. We star in our own shows that teach and discuss. Everywhere you look, we're getting the message out.
American workers are calling for action on the issues. We care about making the tax system fair.
The tax base has just been shifted.
In the age of electronic communications, unions are applying the new technologies to the traditional tasks of bringing members together, reaching out to other workers and taking their issues to the public.
At the United Auto Workers, we know America's future depends on American jobs.
I've got my union card, and I wouldn't go to work without it.
Good employee relations is more than singing a jingle praising them. Even the government is asking why you haven't paid me what you owe me. How about it, Joe?
Caring for the future, doing all we can.
Once relegated to news clips on strikes, union workers are speaking out on the issues, and the American public is getting to know more about them thanks to television. Union people are expressing workers' concerns in television documentaries and influencing public perceptions in television debates.
They are using the instrument of collective bargaining to press their case, as they have every right to do, and we support them fully in that objective.
The labor movement is also using electronic communications with its own members in video newsletters, training programs, and satellite teleconferences. Using media gives us new ways to make our voices heard. In the workplace, within unions, in communities, and in national politics. These tools are the way the union message is transmitted today, the way commitments are built.
supporting the workers wherever they toil, here in the States or on foreign soil. From South Dakota to South Africa, we're involved. Dignity, equality, fairness, respect, civil rights and freedom are what we protect, whether it's round the corner or round the world.
Some struggles involve political decisions, but the tragedy of Bhopal, India, was one which brought a basic human response, worker to worker, of outrage and concern.
Let's send a message everywhere that we're going to organize, that we're going to have a little dignity, we're going to work in a safe workplace, and yes, we're going to be concerned about everybody in the labor movement.
The rest of the world looks at the American labor movement as a role model. We must remain committed to that ideal.
Today's fights for equality, respect, and fairness in South Africa, Central America, the Philippines, and Poland are the same fights we have here in America. Their struggles remind us how important basic human rights are to all people. We know that the right to join together freely and to form unions, the freedom of association, is essential to protect human dignity.
The strength of our union is the values we keep. They inspire and lead to the goals we seek. The more things change, let's make sure our values never do. We respond to the challenge with purpose and skill, a resurgent spirit, and uncommon will, making the choice for the union voice, organizing across the land.
Radical change going on in the institutions in which we find employment.
A period of resurgence, of sustained growth is within our grasp. With those words, the AFL-CIO Committee on the Evolution of Work laid out its call to action for the future. The committee offered recommendations for advancing the interests of union members, for attracting new members who want unions at new workplaces, for building new coalitions in the political process, and for adopting new strategies in a changing economy.
People are willing to fight back. They thought the unions were dead, but the unions are not dead. The labor movement is not dead.
Unions are still vital, and they're going to grow, and they're going to keep growing.
Everyone needs a union.
The union is the only chance for the working person. It's our voice.
And it's a loud voice, and it's a very proud voice.
Union! Union! Union.
Fairness.
Solidarity.
Democracy.
Participation.
Communication.
Commitment.
Union.
These values have given union workers their strength from the past and will create the strength they need to meet the challenge of the future.
My union brothers and sisters' voice is stronger every day. Millions who make America look to us to pave the way, 'cause the struggle of the unions is the struggle of the working life. The challenge of the future is fighters for the working life. My union brothers and sisters' voice is stronger every day. Millions who make America look to us to pave the way, 'cause the struggle of the unions is the struggle of the working life. The challenge of the future is fighters for the working life.